Well, good morning, Cabinet. It's Monday, March 30th, the last Monday in March, actually. And it's great to see all of you that we didn't get blown away in the storm last night. It was quite windy. And I guess wasn't March supposed to come in like a lion and then out like maybe a lamb, but not so lamb-like last night. Anyhow, let's start this morning with our North Shore Learns update from each region, and let's start with Obadiah in the north. How are things looking in the north, Obi?
Morning. We had a nice little storm last night up here in the north, but it seems to be clearing up today. So all sunny out here. The principals and staff in the north are all very excited to be launching North Shore Learns 2.0 today and are eager to be connecting with their students. And just a little story about how even though things are different, they're also normal too. I talked to Brian Matthias last Friday at Wellington, and he talked about having a Zoom PTSA meeting where he had about his largest attendance of PTA members, about 30 people show up for a Zoom meeting. So principals are finding creative ways to continue to connect with their community.
Well, that sounds great. That's a lot of Wolverines on one Zoom call.
Yes. Lots of questions, I believe.
Yeah, I'll bet. So was that it from the north?
That's all from the north this morning.
All right, Michael, how about the east?
Well, same in the east. Last week, Thursday, Friday, teachers and administrators worked to prepare for the soft launch this week, North Shore Learns 2.0. Our distance learning programming going forward. Teachers will be working to share expectations with students this week. Also begin providing learning opportunities for all our students in North Shore. They're very excited and looking forward to it.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Heather, how about the South?
I'll echo what Obadiah and Michael said about the excitement of getting back to learning and North Shore Learns 2.0. The teachers are looking forward to seeing their kids, and I think the principals are looking forward to connecting in different ways with the students on the office hour days. It might be a class check-in or a group check-in or a quick lunch with the principal, but also looking at ways to do those social connections with students and checking in to make sure that they're all okay.
Yeah, there's just something reassuring about seeing one another, even if it's virtual.
Yeah.
So thanks, Heather. David, how about things in the West?
Yeah, nothing new to add to what's already been said, except I saw a great video from Bothell High this weekend with students and staff reaching out to students, welcoming them and getting them fired up for the new week. So I'm sure it's out there on the web someplace. I suspect that they've probably sent it to Bothell High students, but it's probably available for everybody to see. It was just really heartwarming.
Well, it'd be fabulous if you sent me a link and I can include it in my next staff note, maybe on Thursday Tots. So I know I appreciated Andy Galtz sharing the lighthearted video. I Will Survive, the song with the lyrics adapted, I think. So anything else from the West, David?
No, that'll do it.
All right. So Tracy Patterson, how are we doing in food services and nutrition support?
Well, good morning. So I'm pleased to announce that we're going to be opening 2 more sites this week for production, Frank Love and Crystal Springs Elementary. And with our great communications department, we now have 12 volunteers. They'll be riding our school buses to help distribute our food. We have 7 production sites going, and we are currently reconfiguring 3 sites into meal pickup sites. So it's North Creek High School, North Creek Middle School, and Wooden Elementary. And we look forward to partnering with the transportation department, Joe Paperman and his crew, and working with communications to continue coordinating for volunteer help. And as of 7:30 this morning, we have 1,836 orders for meals. Typically, what I understand is most of the meal orders come in right at the last hour between 8 and 9 a.m. And so far to date, we have served 27,302.
Wow. Yeah, that's fabulous. And Tracy, I did receive over the weekend one of our Kokanee parents, Ying. She and a number of other families collected masks for our nutrition workers.
Wonderful.
And they have over 1,000 they'd like to donate. So I'm going to copy you on a response this morning, and maybe if you could drop them off at one of the schools that's doing meal prep.
Sounds great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
just the generosity of our community is amazing. So anyhow, all right, well, let's move to Joe Paperman. I don't see Joe on actually, so maybe we'll come back to Joe. Or Joe, are you on? No. Okay, well, let's look at Chris Bigelow. How about student socialization supports?
And nothing really new, but just to echo what everyone else has said, I think our staff and students are just very happy to be connecting again. So that's really about it. Nothing more new than that.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Obadiah, Childcare Sites.
Yes, as mentioned on Friday, we've consolidated our childcare sites to our Fernwood and Maywood Hills childcare sites, the North Shore Y. So we have sites at Cottage Lake, Canyon Creek, Lockwood, and North Shore YMCA. We still have some spots open. So if there are families out there, particularly in the healthcare industry, that would like to take advantage of it, please just reach out. You can find us on the North Shore website.
Thanks, Obadiah. And I did receive a phone call just before 7 o'clock this morning from Bob Sampson of Evergreen Health, and they have healthcare workers looking for childcare. So I did connect in with Kathy Davis this morning, and they're reaching out. So I think a number of our Evergreen Health healthcare provider partners are going to probably be getting in touch to use some of those spots in the next couple of days.
Great.
So,
Yeah, we have some spots open, so that'll be great.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Lisa, how about communications?
Our whole team has been working to support all of the efforts that have been going on in childcare, food services. Natalie Campbell's been working with Tracy and Juliana to make sure there are volunteers who, of course, have been signing up, just every day wanting to work. But one of the biggest changes that we've made, thanks to Alex, is that we have tweaked the website, the landing page to the website, so that all things COVID-19, our response, childcare, food services, North Shore Learns news, everything can be found right on the front page. And everyone should be able to easily find everything that they need, parents, students, etc.
Thank you, Lisa. Technology, Alan?
Not a lot new going on in technology. We've got a couple of waitlisted computers that we'll be distributing to some families this week, just a little handful there. And just a word of advice to folks: if your home network isn't functioning the way you want it to be, all the providers have got lots of good tutorials online on where to place your hotspots and do those different things at your house.
All right, thanks, Alan. How about business continuity, Michael?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, the old adage, no news is good news. Everything continues to function almost as if we're back in the building, but going into the second plus week, it's good to see staff being able to be resourceful and get their work accomplished, even though they're remote.
That's fabulous. It is kind of eerie how many things we're able to do without actually being there. And 20 years ago might not have been.
That's for sure.
So it's interesting, all of the timing of all of these issues. So Doug, how about human resources? Any update?
Just working on a couple of question areas. If you could imagine, a number of our staff are on paper timesheets, and we're unable to collect those. And so we're working around how to do that. No one's in danger of not getting paid, which is the most important thing. It's just we might have to adjust a few of them if they worked less or more hours than we expect. So working through that, and we're getting, as this whole situation and spread evolves, we're getting questions about leave. And so this afternoon, Dugan and I think Joe and I are going to sit down and look at, do we need another iteration of how we're thinking about leave and when people are sick, because it is changing and we can't just think one model is going to do it. We've got to be flexible and nimble with that too. So we're going to talk about that.
Sounds like an important question.
Yep.
Okay, so Dugan, anything in your neck of the woods?
No, not really. It's
just trying to keep our food service sites staffed. Joe did text me and he's having technical difficulties. He cannot get it on. He can hear us, but he can't be seen. So I asked him for a report, but I haven't got it yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks, Dugan. So Tracy Malloy, anything new on either North Shore Learns or PD support for staff?
Well, we had lots of people who were excited to participate in one of our first sessions for professional development related to distance learning. So we had a session for elementary teachers and for secondary teachers, and those were both well attended. There were some questions that evolved from that particular those particular sessions, and so we're incorporating them into our frequently asked questions document that we're developing and going to be making available to principals. But I believe that everyone is looking forward to connecting with students and starting to layer on some instruction today with them. And so we will hope to hear positive reports from the field. And if there are any questions that surface, we hope to have those as well so that we can continue to iterate and do our best to serve students and their families.
Okay, that sounds great. If there are modules, the training modules that I can talk with you later offline about, but I know I've had requests from some other districts to receive those. So if there's a way to capture those so we can forward those, it'd be great for me to have a link, for example, to them or something like that.
Yes, and that's possible because we are recording all of the webinars that are being done so that our staff can look at them at whatever time meets their needs. And so all we would have to do is simply get links to you so that we can share them with others.
Fabulous. Yeah, I think this is a time for sharing for sure. Anything we've got to share. So anything else this morning to have a heads up on before I review topics that we want to be ready for at our 11 o'clock meeting? Okay, 11 o'clock, just want to remind each of you that Doug did send staffing documents Friday afternoon. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at those, please make time to review those before our 11 o'clock meeting. Also, Heather, I would like you and your team, there were a number of questions seniors asked last Wednesday, some of which I'm not sure, like what about the yearbooks, right? Annuals, yearbooks, lunch balances, library books, just some of those questions. If there's anything new that we could have information on to review today or tomorrow, I want to make sure we have some up-to-date information for folks Wednesday when I Zoom with our seniors.
Okay.
Just to chime in really quickly, I think, Heather, we've also been getting additional questions in, so we'll make sure we get those to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure we don't, like we keep track of that kind of coming up. Is there anything other than staffing and senior topics that we need to make sure we hit at 11 o'clock that would require some kind of preparation on anyone's part? Okay, well, let's have a fabulous Monday and stay home, stay safe, and stay healthy. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at 8.